What's up, guys? Welcome to Shay's World. I am your girl Shay, and today we are back talking College Hill. This is season 3, episode 3. Yeah, episode 3. I'm a little late. Sorry. But before I get into this video, I do want to say thank you guys for all of the love that you guys have shown me on the first 2 episodes. I'm glad that you guys are liking the videos. And without that, we'll go ahead and just jump right on to jump right on to jump right into this episode. And it starts back in where we left off in the kitchen. Santana's still going off about this dang on baby. Like, oh my gosh, boo, like, you have Bianca back, let it go. But anywho, he does ask Claudia in the kitchen, did she have the baby? To which she says no. But then she says, let's step outside. I want to talk to you. And out there, she tells him everybody else didn't have anything to do with it. I took the baby as a joke. And he's like, oh, okay. So you took my baby? Bet that up. And like he walks off, storms off, or whatever. Because at this point he's pissed, He's like, I asked you if you took my baby. You said you didn't take my baby. He's saying all of this in his confessionals, but like he's pissed. Understandable, because you did literally just ask her in the kitchen if she took the baby. She could have said it then. And then, like he said in the confessional, when I first asked for my baby, you could have told me that you took my baby. Like, it didn't have to go to all of this. So we see them outside. She does run up behind him. And what I do appreciate about this scene is, although he was really pissed, he was open and receptive to listening to her explanation, which she told him it wasn't him, didn't do it with malicious intent. There was no malice behind it. I thought it was a joke. You left the baby. Hee ha ha. You know what I'm saying? They got to a point where they could agree to really and truly start over, rebuild something. They exchanged each other's phone numbers as if they really mean something. Because you can have my phone number, but I can either have you blocked or just not respond. But I digress. We'll leave it there. It was a cute moment for what it was. So yeah, that was that. So now Nick gets home. I mean, not Nick. Karlous gets home, and Nick goes outside to talk to him about everything that had happened and transpired that day in class. Him and the professor, him being disrespectful, him raising up on him. I am not going to say that there was any resolution in this conversation. Karlous is like, you trying to make me care about something? I don't care. I don't have feelings. And it's just like, dude, come on. Like, the least you could have done is you could have just given this man an apology. This was the time to be like, all right, I hear you, bruh. I'm really not trying to hear that, but you are right. I do owe you an apology. That was out of line. That was the time to do that. I am genuinely hoping that maybe off camera, or maybe just what they didn't show us, because they want to keep their little narrative going. But I am hoping he apologized to that man, because you owe him an apology. That was rude, disrespectful, and all of the above. You standing up over him like that in the class, you telling him to go dribble, and he's not smart, he's an idiot. How dare you? How dare you? Do better. Do better is what I'm gonna say. Do better. So they are all in the van and they are ready to leave Saucy. Karlous is like, we're grown. I'm not, no. I'm not going to be late because you want to be late, And as we can see from the first episode, Saucy takes his time. He is not rushing. He don't care if he is late. Like, he's actually shown up late to a class before just because they left him. So I guess they just didn't want to leave him this particular day. So China does get off the bus to go in there and tell Saucy, like, we're leaving. Come on, we're not leaving you today. And that's that. Whatever. Cool. Kudos to you guys for not leaving him. So when they get to the school, Tamar and China are walking to class together. And I do appreciate this. I appreciate getting to see, or others getting to see, this side of Tamar, her genuinely being concerned for somebody else and looking out for them. So, she just checks in with her because they are headed to their Converge media class, which is, the last time China wasn't able to complete the assignment and she walked out of the class. So, this was good to see her, checking in with her just making sure she's, gonna be straight going into class. That's what you're supposed to do. So they get into class, and I'm showing the screenshot before, but they get into this class, and today's assignment is all about finding your voice. The theme is finding your voice, and what can you use your voice and platform to advocate for, along the same traditions of Ida B. Wells. They did not mention it in this episode, but I'm going to assume maybe that Ida B. Wells went to Xavier University. If I'm over speaking, please drop down in the comments and let me know. But I'm just kind of going with the patterns of how they'll introduce an assignment, and then they'll introduce a prominent figure of the past. I just would imagine that they are people that went to their university at once upon a time, if we're highlighting it in this way. So, anywho, they're going to break off into groups and choose a topic that they can get behind, that they would like to do for their voice. So the teams are going to be Claudia and Tamar. They broke off. They also have to get some Gen Z, which are the kids in the class, because they're trying to get them to, understand, show the importance of it. Nick and Karlous, and then we have Santana and Angela. So Claudia and Tamar do voting and redistricting. I couldn't say it. She couldn't say it either. um, and so with theirs, they just talked about the importance of it. It's important to have representation in your area from somebody who looks like you and actually can care about it. Let them know how they are doing this whole redistricting. So now you only have, when you go to vote, there's only one place in certain districts for all of the members of the community to vote. She also noted that the state of Louisiana has 3 million registered voters, and in the last election, only 1 million people turned out to vote. That's not good, y'all. That's not good. I understand where we are with this. They're still going to do what they want to do. My vote doesn't matter. It does. It really does. It really is our only power that we have as African Americans in this country, unless you have an abundance of money. And even then, I really don't know how much power you really have. But voting is very important. I'm I'm trying not to go so much into my political bag with this show. Is so hard not to, because it is good. I enjoy what things like this being on the TV, because I know not many of us are interested in it, but we are very infatuated by our celebrities and social media. So them just highlighting it at any point, and if it's like, even if it makes 10,000 people go vote in Louisiana, I'm cool with that too. That's 10,000 more that didn't vote in the last election. And make sure we're putting our votes in the right places, But I was glad that she chose that, which it wasn't a surprise. Claudia is very much about politics and voting. She's very, very passionate about it, and I can't blame her. But they did really good on their presentation. Next up, we have Karlous and Nick, and they chose women's rights, because Nick said the sisters feel like that Black men don't have their back and their support. You know, he's good at public speaking. He's good at being engaging. So it was hashtag stop. The biggest thing to take away from his was hashtag stop telling Black women what to do. Hashtag stay out of Black women's business. Cool. So now we have, and as they were going, the camera pans to China, and it's like, she's questioning if I can do this. This is public speaking. Just terrified. But she gets up there. She does good. She pushes through. Of course, her PSA was for a call for more openly gay rapper. She used Santana's story as an example. He had to break down quite a few barriers, getting people to take him serious, people thinking it was just a gimmick when he just so happens to be this flamboyant gay male who wants to rap. So it's not necessarily a gimmick for him. It's something that he takes serious and would love for everyone else to take him serious as well. So China did a call to action, and it was for everyone to basically more openly gay male rappers to rap on a beat, put it on TikTok. I like how she did that, considering, she had a conversation. Oh, I didn't even talk about it in the conversation with her and Tamar. I guess I'll go back there. That was oh, I don't know how I missed that. But also when her and Tamar were walking to class, China was telling her like she wants to do more TikToks and things with her daughter, and just get more more into her life, the little dances and stuff. But because of all of the things that people say about her in the media, like she just doesn't want to be scrutinized for just being herself and showing her authentic self and who she is in this moment, and not who she was in her past. So I can understand that. So I liked how she incorporated the whole little TikTok thing into her class assignment. I thought that was really, really dope. So she did really good. I did take this picture because while she was going, you can see Tamar is just so proud of you. Just see the proudness all over her face. And I just would like to really highlight that, because many people don't highlight Tamar in that light of her supporting others, especially women. So I thought that was a really cute little touch. After class, the professor does, talk to China and tell her she's very proud of her. It was a very good example for the kids in the class themselves, just to see her persevere from the first time they were in there to do a public speaking, and she walked out, and then this was another assignment. She pushed through. She did really good, and she even enjoyed it. So that was good. So next up, we I guess it's like maybe lunch break or something, but they meet with the counselor, and child, these children was complaining, 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 complaining. And then eventually it just got to a point where Karlous starts up again on his Karlousism. He has something to say behind every single thing. And you can kind of tell eventually he gets frustrated and annoyed with some of the questions that other people are asking and stuff. It's just funny you looking at her like, it, he's just annoyed. But overall, you could tell like this, she was kind of really off put. She was just like, I thought this would be a different, more productive type, a different type of meeting, would go a little different. But she does let them know like, hey, if it does get too overwhelming, that is what I'm here for. Come to me. She does throw a shot in there about, with this program, you are expected to be at every class. So Nick was just asking like, what you mean? What's considered not going to class, not showing up? And so from there, at this point, the teacher, she's gone out or whatever. But now Karlous and Nick kind of go back and forth once again, because Karlous is like, should you asking her questions that, you already know the answer to? Like, you done been at every class, so why are you asking her this question? Like, you know what's going on. Like, you know who she's talking to, so what you saying something for her? And in an instance, I personally can kind of understand that, because it's like, all right, bro, like, she ain't talking about you. She went to class. She talking about Saucy. Like, let's not play games here. She's talking about Saucy, whatever. So that was that little tip. But after that, he walks out. All of the guys have walked out, and the ladies are at this point like, they're annoyed with him. Um, they're annoyed with his outbursts, the way he delivers the things that he's thinking, and they're like, somebody needs to have a conversation with him. So Claudia takes it upon herself to have a conversation with him, and she tries to get him to see the error of his ways, but he's like, I don't understand how this meeting today resulted in you calling me out to have a conversation. Like, I wasn't flipping stuff off the table, I wasn't cursing, I wasn't doing all of that. And it's like, that doesn't matter. Like she said, it's your tone, it's the way that you say things. Like, you don't have to always be confrontational. You don't have to always come on, you're coming off abrasive. And she also told him there's a little misogyny in there too. But then in the end, she clocked him. She was like, you're actually good at this and you hate how good you are, so you act out. Like she was like, she it was funny because she told him, she was like, you're like a virgin trying to be a hoe, acting like she's a hoe. Like you're not that bad of a person. Like calm down, get yourself together. But then she told that man, your girlfriend must be deaf. So she that's the only way she put up with your bullshit. Claudia's the motherfucker. Claudia's Claudia's the motherfucker. That shit was so funny to me because woo, woo, but I was glad she clocked him though. I was really glad she clocked him. But he was like, "She, I ain't the only person even having this. Like, if you gonna have this conversation with me, it's other people you need to have this conversation with in his house." And we know he is alluding to Saucy, but she's not. The next day, China's boyfriend comes in town, or whatever, and they go to, I guess it's like a little park or somewhere, and they talk, and it was really, really good. I don't have a full feel on him yet to say. I just think that he is the one for China, but I think he is definitely the one for China in this season that she ends. I love how he poured back into her. Um, it was good. You know, he gave her the boost that she needed to really, you know what I'm saying, get back, just to kind of push through, to really fully enjoy this experience. It was I would say it was the reset that she needed. So yeah, it was a good moment, good little scene. Next, they go to the Covenant House. It is the only youth facility in the state of Louisiana, which I think is ridiculous. Um, is we just need to do more. I'm sorry. I just think there could be more done for this, which is why they're doing the bill, all of this. But this scene, it really broke my heart. It touched my heart. Next time I go to New Orleans, I definitely would love to go by there and get a real in life, experience, assist in any way I can. I'm not rich by no means, but heck, I ain't rich at all. Hell, I'm talking about rich by no means. We're not rich, but this, I love doing stuff like this, and everything doesn't always have to be monetary. Let me say that your time, your service is just as important as being able to give a financial donation, although financial is the best kind, okay? So it's the best. But I would just love to go. So we got to hear from a couple of the people in the home that are a part, and they tell their stories. I have this young man on the screen because his story kind of broke my heart the most. Because I know that feeling. I have seen that with family members. Their vehicle is how they make their money, and it's like if that vehicle breaks down, sometimes you don't even know you're just one step away from homelessness. And the reality is more of us than not in this world are one step away from homelessness. We're one missed payment away from one missed mortgage payment, one missed rent payment, one missed car note, and it could be over for a lot of us in this world right now, which should tell our government that they need to do something. Things need to change because the cost of living is going up, but these wages are stagnant. But it was a really good experience at the Covenant House. Santana spoke with one of the young gentlemen. He was really, really excited to see Santana as a representation of, in the LGBTQ community. They were able to speak. It was really, really touching. Karlous took this young man outside, got him hooked up with Aristotle. They all took pictures, the young women with their babies. It was just really cute, really such a moment. And we got to see a different side of, with them going to the Covenant House. It was a different side of Karlous that none of the cast members had really experienced with him. I know Claudia was kind of nervous about his behavior, what his behavior would be inside the home because of all of the behavior that he's displayed everywhere else that they've been. Who am I to think that this is going to be any different? But he shocked everyone. He was very cool. He was very hands-on. He was hugging, holding the babies. It really touched him, especially with them being so young. He has a son that's in high school, so something clicked in him for sure in this moment with this whole experience, because now he can understand, that they need to. It was the, what did he say? It was just the fuel that he needed to pull this bill off, is what he actually said. So now they're all back at home. Everybody is, doing homework throughout the house. You got Karlous in here doing homework. Nick and China was doing homework. So then you got Saucy in here getting dressed, and Tamar comes in like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, I'm about to go meet the tutor." She was like, "In a full B face?" With a full B face. Like, you want to meet the tutor 10 o'clock at night in a full B face. Oh, okay. Go ahead. Go to your tutor. So Santana is gone. He going to meet the tutor. Or whatever. And then next we get this scene where Karlous is on FaceTime with his girlfriend, and he tells Claudia and China to come over, and they speak to her, and Claudia just straight up go straight in. She was like, "I had to check your boyfriend," I'm saying, he was out of line. And basically his girlfriend tells Claudia, like, "Yeah, check his ass." And I tell him all the time that he tries to be the class clown, but he has more inside of him. He's more, he has more to show, and he chooses to let the class clown side show. So basically, everything she said, he clocked it. The girlfriend had already clocked it, and it just confirmed what Claudia was thinking about him. And it's like, really, come on, dude, you grown. But it's what I said it on the first episode, not to this particular extent, but I was like, I'm conflicted, because I don't know if this is Karlous trying to make a show, if he's really this much of an asshole, but it's like, this really is his personality, and it's when he feels challenged or doesn't feel heard, or it's just not with him. He says whatever is on his mind, but he needs to work on his delivery and his tone, like Claudia told him. But I don't think we will be really having many more issues out of Karlous this season per se, hopefully. At least when it comes to classroom decorum, and really getting on board with doing the whole bill and stuff like that. So I don't think we'll have those issues with him. It looks like now our problem child is becoming to be Santana, because Tay Tay in the bed, and she on Instagram, and she see that Mr. Saucy, his tutor, the tutor is the club. I'm not gonna put the screenshots of the club up there, him in the club or whatnot, but yeah, my boy went to the club, and then he gets his confessional and say, "Yeah, I ain't never had no tutor. The tutor was always a man. Like, I'm going to the club. That's my tutor." And it's just like, bro, come on, you could do better than that. Like, I know you could do better than that. But then again, shit, sometimes if you need to go let your hair down, go let your hair down. But you ain't have to lie about it, especially if you was gonna post about it. You might as well have just been upfront with them and been like, I'm finna get the fuck up out of here. I'm about to go have me some fun. I'll be back when I'm back, and then I'll do this work. But that wasn't the case. So yeah. Overall, this episode was, it was a good one. The Covenant House was my favorite part of the episode, hearing the kids' stories, seeing how, it actually touched and affected all of them. It touched and affected me. I want to go there and volunteer my services. So, it did. I'm glad to see we got a little change in progress with Karlous, and it looks like now Saucy is going to become the problem child. I saw the preview for the episode that came out last Thursday. I have not watched it yet. I'm going to give it a watch right after this. So we're going to see what happens. I'm going to try to have that video out shortly behind this one. I got so many things going on. If you guys have not checked out any of my Drag Race All Stars Season 9 reviews, please go check them out on my channel. I did do review The GOAT. It was a new competition reality show that aired on Prime as well, just like this show. So I did check and review that entire season. So if you have not, go give that one a check out as well. And before you go, make sure you like this video. If you have not already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It's a lot of y'all that are viewing my videos but are not subscribing. I don't know what you're waiting for. Go ahead and hit that little subscribe button right over there. Thank you. Yeah, so I am your girl Shay. This has been my College Hills Season 3, Episode 3 recap review. It was a good one. I don't really have many complaints on this one. So yeah, I'm gonna get out of here and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.